Right, Gary, looking ahead to the Blackpool game, I've just been reliably informed that this is your first time going back to Bloomfield Road as an opposing manager.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Who's reliably informed you that? That's good.
That'd be telling.
Yeah, no, it is. Obviously, I've done many a game there as co-coms with Chizzy up there with Radio Lanks and Basie, and they were brilliant for me, and I really enjoyed that side of it. But yeah, it's my first time going back as a manager, and really looking forward to it. There's still people there that I keep in touch with, and it just brings back brilliant memories of the 2 and a bit years I had there as a manager. The club was in turmoil. The club was, it just got relegated from Champ to League One and League One to League Two, and I picked it up with the rest of the staff that were brilliant at the time. We were so close knit. I think we had 6 members of staff in total. We had a part-time kit man that ran a B&B in Blackpool as well, that used to come in with some brilliant stories, and we used to see the tower every day, and just had a wonderful time there against all the odds. We kept the club in business, if you want to go brutally honest with you, at the time, because it was in free fall, and the players were magnificent. They never used anything as an excuse. Brilliant memories, and then to go to Wembley and winning the playoff, as any manager will tell you, is the pinnacle of your career, winning at Wembley. And it was a fantastic time there. So very fond memories of the club, and looking forward to going back.
Has the feeling of a pretty big matchup as well.
Yeah, apparently so. It's they're celebrating the coming back. I think it's an anniversary of when they've all. Because when I was there, the fans boycotted, and even at Wembley, I think we only had 5,000 fans at the final. So they were true to the word in terms of boycotting. And I always said at the time, I couldn't have a complaint with it, because they were true to their words and they stuck to their values. And now they've got their club back. The new owner's gone in, spent a lot of money, and we're going to look forward to the atmosphere on Saturday. I can't wait personally.
How big a game is it for Burton Albion?
No, next game really. It's just like I say, game 40, I think. Game 40. Same amount of points at stake as there was against Mansfield on the opening day of the season here. And you're not going to get anything more out of me than that, because in my world, which fortunately none of you live in, it is that, and that's the message to the players. All that gets decided on Saturday is 3 points.
But 3 points for Burton Albion, I guess, could take you in a much more comfortable position, couldn't it? I guess in the fight.
Well, we've got 21 points left to play for, and we spoke today with the players. It's focusing on the next game, but we want to try and get as many of those 21 points as possible. So yeah, that's us. They've trained really well today. They had a good session on Tuesday as well, both on and off the pitch. And like I say, we're going into the game full of confidence from a magnificent performance and result last week against the team in the playoffs.
Is Tyree Shade available for this game?
Yes, he's not gone. So he is available. Obviously he came off last week, so we'll see how he is with that. But yeah, he's not travelled.
Is that a conscious decision from him to stay in the fight with Burton Albion?
Yeah. But like I say as well, he came off last week with the injury as well. So, we'll see how he goes.
If he was available, that'd be a big boost for Saturday.
Oh, 100% in that, in terms of how he's come in, performed all season. Obviously the interest, and then having to deal with the interest since January. Nothing but respect for him in terms of the way he's conducted himself since, and scoring goals, and delighted for him because midweek he'd gone through and at 1-0. He could have put us 2-0 up, didn't, but he didn't let that affect him, and that shows you the character that he's got as well.
I wanted to ask about, from the interest in January, I guess, how that situation's evolved with Tyrese. And initially I can imagine it was a frustrating period for him, but you work with him day to day. How's he handled it all?
Well, he's been brilliant. From the very early stages of the January window, any player that we knew that was going to be some interest in, I sat down with them and discussed it with them, and told them I understood from their point of view. Tried to obviously put the club's point of view where they were coming from, and ultimately explained probably the finer details of our contract, which is mine and the players, and that is that our relationship, because the people above me make the decisions, not me. Other clubs and agents, they decide for Ty, and so the most important thing was that our relationship stayed true and honest. And like I said, utmost respect for him in terms of the way he conducted himself. Always kept me informed, I always kept him informed, and there was never been a problem. In
terms of going into Saturday, then you mentioned players training.
Yeah.
Charlie check-in.
Ding-ling, ding-ling. You've not got that chime yet, have you? He's had another good week. Yeah, so he's getting very, very close now.
How desperate is he to get involved and play some football?
You know Charlie, he loves football, he loves playing football, and he wants to be back involved probably 2 months ago. But yeah, he's had another good week this week, a hard week for him, and he's come through that. So yeah, getting very, very close now.
Do you reckon he'll be part of the squad then? Is that?
Well, we see how he's recovered after today, because today, he did get a good hit on that, and then we'll see where we go from that.
In terms of going into the game, then, how confident are the group at the moment, just with the context of what you've been doing lately?
Yeah. Well, we had a marvellous away performance against Northampton in difficult circumstances, and we showed a level of maturity in terms of how we handled that, very similar to the Exeter game, and then we overcame the disappointment of the Reading game, but the way that the players took responsibility of that in terms of how they handled it after that, and now they then went and performed against a team that's budget that's way above ours, was sat in the playoffs comfortably, and we had to weather the storm, and the fact that we come through that is testament to the growth that they've done, the learning that they've done. We're not the biggest of squads, and so they go into it full of confidence and the belief in terms of what they achieved last week. We know it's going to be difficult. Like I said, I've already commented on the atmosphere that we're expecting. Also, the squad that Blackpool have, and ironically, so I did the co-commentary with Chizzy, and then I go to Burton, and Steve Thompson's been doing the co-commentary with Chizzy, and he's gone into Blackpool, and since he's gone in, they've picked 4 points out of 6. So Chizzy must be setting up a recruitment agency, I think.
He's asking the right questions.
Yeah, he must be. He must be educating us on football knowledge. All joking aside, we know the quality that they possess, but we go there really looking forward to it.
Jake Beasley's had a top season. I don't think anyone's under any doubt with that. Going back to a former side like Blackpool, does he have a bit of a point to prove personally, do you think?
No, not at all. I don't believe so, because that as soon as you go and leave a club, that's that chapter done, and you can't go back and rewrite that chapter. And I think it's he come here, he's been magnificent. You know what I think of him. He will be looking forward to going there, and we've just said to him, just go and be doing what you've been doing all season for us. Doesn't, from our point of view, we don't expect anything different from him.
Cheers, Gary.
Are there any other players likely to return? Kegs childcare last week.
Kegs has done a bit today, so we'll give him tomorrow, see how he is after today before we make a call on him. Vindelap's trained as well, so that's good. He's getting closer as well. So I believe that's it. So we're getting close to having a a full squad of 20, 21 players.
You discussed the size of the squad, but I suppose with what you have and the performances you're putting out at the moment, it must bring great level of competition to train in, knowing that you're getting the results on a Saturday and a Tuesday, and then you've got these players coming back.
Well, I've said all along, when you always need competition. No one can rest on the laurels, and certainly, with us and our club, but an enormous amount of credit goes to those players, because I watch some of the sessions and they're really competitive, and they are all fighting to try and get in the squad and fighting to get in the team. Yet the spirit that they've got and the togetherness that they've got is incredible, and it's especially on days like this today when the weather's been as good as what it is. It's really enjoyable to watch.
It feels like every away day we're going on at the moment sort of has an emotional challenge to it. Obviously, Exeter was the new manager, Northampton the same, and then this one, I suppose, for you more personally, returning to the old club.
No, I think also the atmosphere that we're expecting as well. It's going to be a real good test for our young players to experience that, absorb that, and come through that. Like I said, for me personally, it'd be great going back there. It's the first time as a manager, but it's about those 3 points.
And I suppose adding to the atmosphere, we've been told that there's 400 fans already on the way to Blackpool this weekend. So what's your message to them going into the fixture? Fantastic.
You know what I think about the supporters. I think it was roughly around this time last year, maybe, that they really started the impressions that they made by Lincoln away, possibly. I don't know, I'm guessing there. But again, from doing the co-commentaries, Blackpool's a special place to go to anyway for the weekend. You see the tower, the beach, and I sound like a travel agent here for Blackpool, don't I? But it is, and so the away end always used to come buoyed by the excitement of visiting Blackpool as well. So for the fact that we've got 400 already is a magnificent effort, and hopefully we can get up to 500-600. That'd be fantastic, because the players really do appreciate that support.
And I suppose finally, you've spoke about Blackpool and how they've been backed and the squad that they have, but of course you've already faced Ian Everett's Blackpool side already this season. But what do you come to expect on Saturday?
Well, they added in January, didn't they? They spent a lot again in January. So, like I've said, you look at their squad and what they had going into the season, I'm sure that everybody connected to the club would have been hoping for playoffs and automatic. But like I've made reference there, recently they've picked up, and I know that they'll be looking at this game as one that they will be wanting to try and get as many of those 3 points as well, and we're exactly the same.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers, thanks.